What's up team? Welcome back. First off, I need to say a massive thank you. Our team is now 400,000 people strong. Those of you who've been here for a long time, you guys rock. Those of you that are new, thank you so much for joining the team. So today we are talking about how to eat healthy or how to start eating healthy and that process of changing your position or your life or your habits from eating bad food and obviously going down bad health route and bad maybe body image or self-opinion of your own body and shifting it over to this side where things are starting to look a little bit greener in terms of health, self-confidence and just general wellness. Now the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to starting to live healthier life and eating healthy foods, a lot of it isn't directly your fault. Like, we have a relationship with food where we like a response from it. We like food to make us feel good, to comfort us, and to make us feel, oh, that makes me feel warm and fuzzy. And on the TV, there's a TV here, that's why I'm pointing to it, we're in my living room, they will say things like, they'll put pizzas up, and they'll put fizzy drinks up, and they'll put the whole advert will create the feeling of feeling happy. You only got to look at the Christmas adverts for fizzy drinks and stuff like that. It makes you think, oh, it's Christmassy, and they evoke a response. So it's very hard for us not to go, oh, I'll have that because it makes me feel great. And what we have to do is we have to start to slowly try and switch the way we think about things. Now let's just jump forward quite a few blocks and go to where I am now. So I don't always look at food for how it makes me feel. That's not my first priority. Yes, I want to enjoy food and I want it to make me feel good. But the first thing I do is like, what are the healthiest three things here? Which one of those three do I like the most? And that's how I will assess things. But it's taken me time to get there. Where most people, maybe where a lot of you are right now, you might walk into the shop and you've got to get past the sweets. You've got to get past the donuts. You've got to get past the pastries before you even get to that aisle. And that's the hard thing because you have an emotional attachment to these foods. So one thing that I think is a really good thing to do is what I always say, go back to basics. Start from scratch. Habits take a long time to build. So the first thing I would like you guys to do, if you're wanting to start eating healthy and you're struggling, is strip things back and go, right, so if I just strip this back, instead of having the chips, instead of having the pizza, I'm going to have a piece of fish, some veg, and let's just say sweet potato. Let's pull it out of the air. I've got a healthy meal there. Yes, I might not at the moment feel as good about eating this as I do that pizza. Like that direct response from it might not feel quite the same. But bear with me. As time goes on and your body starts to change, you start to feel healthier. You feel more awesome. You feel more confident. You look better. Which one do you think gives you the better response? So now because of the position that I've put myself in and I've worked with clients, we now look at those foods which typically are the healthier foods that we might think, oh, isn't as comforting as a pizza. It actually becomes that way. Because you kind of now associate these healthy foods with feeling happy, with feeling awesome, with feeling confident. And that's something that takes a long time to do. And I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't. But we need to start putting the foundations in place for that. And to do that, we're going to strip things back. We're going to make it real simple. And we're going to start going for what we know is healthy. Foods that we know are healthy. And we're going to sacrifice just a small amount, a little bit of satisfaction of food for the meantime. And that's just the way it's going to be. Food can still taste absolutely amazing, but instead of having a junk food at night, we're going to switch it up. So this video idea actually came from my partner Rose. She's at the point now where she's like, John, I've got to start eating healthy again. And she doesn't compare herself to me because I'm the weird one. I'm in the minority. Most people don't want to go to the gym 7 days a week. They don't want to eat healthy most of the time. I understand that I am in the minority and I am the weird one here. For her, the hardest thing or the best thing for her to do was like, I'm going to draw a line in the sand. And I'm going to take things right back to basics. So she was like, I'm having salmon and veg for dinner. She didn't even have sauce with it. That was her choice. I don't think that's a problem. You absolutely can if you want to. But for her, it's like, I have to start somewhere. And there is a certain amount of willpower to start this. You have to decide that you want to do stuff and then you have to stick with it. Because as I said, it takes time to change your relationship with food. This is why we work with clients and it takes months until they're self-sufficient and until they can really look after themselves. And you ultimately change the way you live. You change your habits. You change the way you see food. And you just change the little subconscious things. Like I said, I go in somewhere, 3 healthiest things there that I think that I want. Which one do I want the most? That's just something that happens in my head as a hierarchy. Whereas some people go in there, it's like, ah, yeah, I love that fizzy drink. Oh, that's the advert. And all this is going in the back of their head. Oh, it makes me feel Christmassy. Oh, yeah, there's polar bears and that. And all this stuff is running in the back of their head subconsciously without them really thinking. So our subconscious is actually making the decisions for us. So what Rose did to break the cycle really was almost take the enjoyment out of her food briefly. Well, she thought she was. This is the thing. So she's like, oh, I really want that, and I know it's not good for me, but it makes me feel good. I'm going to commit. I'll have salmon and veg, thinking that she's not going to enjoy that meal. But actually, when she ate it, it was like, actually, this is really nice. And this is the key thing. After she finished, she was like, yes! The ball is rolling. I've started eating healthy again. And that's the important thing. It's that response after food where you start to feel good, not because of the way food made you feel, but because of the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about your connection with food. And that is the secret, is having that good relationship with food and understanding that food is there to make you feel awesome, to make you live longer, to make you happier, to make you perform better, to make you have less pain. And food does all that for you. But on the flip side, it can do the complete opposite. It will take time, and these habits are hard to break. From kids, we've grown up through sweets and all this kind of stuff, and looking at everything it's like, oh yeah, I want that, or I want that. And we've had years of enforcing good kind of feelings with foods that aren't typically good for us. And we need to do the same thing, and we can, but with foods that are good for us. And then really start looking at, I want that because it makes me feel good. And in the long run, it makes me look good, which really is great for my self-esteem, and I feel awesome. So I hope this video really helped you guys. To be honest, I just want to be honest, and I didn't want to try and go, do these top 3 things to start eating healthy again. It is as simple as this, is that it takes time, it's to build habit, but it's ultimately about learning to really love yourself and understand that the relationship food has with the way you feel. And it does have a huge connection with that. And once you spend time putting effort into making yourself feel awesome, it all just slots into place, and eating healthy doesn't become hard anymore. It becomes part of your life. Sure, I still eat pizza. Sure, I still eat stuff that's not good for me here and there. But the majority of my food is what I would call healthy foods. So I hope that helped you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for 400k. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. See you guys.